Hello again, YouTuber, and welcome back to Scenes Memories of a Starry Sky. My name is MS1, and last video we went on a... don't know if I can say it was kind of a date or whatever. Anyway, we went out to market or so together with Chihaya to look for some tableware or belongings to the new cafe that she was gonna open at the estate. After finally settled on having somewhat of a combo between a library and a cafe at the estate. So what happens now after we found some teacups at least? I think it was teacups at least we find. I had a matcha ice cream I bought at the food truck in both hands, and I came back to the main hall. Chihaya was sitting at the edge of the stone steps with several paper bags filled with tableware. It comes as no shock that she was worn out from our tumultuous shopping. She was gazing idly at the ground, out at the ground. Matcha ice cream? Sorry for the wait. I held the ice cream in front of her, and her blank expression quickly changed into a smile. Her eyes practically sparkled when they landed on the ice cream. Chihaya leaped at the top of the ice cream and with her tiny tongue and leaped without using the spoons that stuck in her cone. She was that happy over 650 yen ice cream. Chihaya was a bit moved to tears, wasn't she? The girls like sweet stuff that much. Chihaya looked like she was no greater. There was no greater happiness in this world as she brought the excellent matcha ice cream to her mouth. As I ate, I looked out at the flea market that stretched across the shrine grounds. The market is packed. It sure is. This flea market had voluntarily skipped the previous year. It had only opened at its original scale as of last month. Both sellers and buyers may have been hyped up about it. Did you invite her?
のですが、具合が悪いので、ここはどうかお二人でお願いします。え？誰と誰の二人かって？千早様と純也さんに決まっているでしょう。は？延期にする？ふざけてますか？いいから二人で行ってきなさい。いえ、全然元気ではないです。ああ、具合が悪いな。
You were just trying to set us up, didn't you? Weren't you? That is strange. Yeah, because she is, from what I have seen, he almost is in love with Chihaya, so she should jump to the chance to be with her. It's unusual for Hinata to feel unwell. I'm worried.
大事がなければいいのだけど、ひなた、いつでも私優先で自分のことを後回しにするから。明日午前講義だけだから、ひなたとゆくるに行くつもりだったんだけど、マスターに相談しようと思って。どうしようかな。
You should be fine on your own if you're just going to Yukuru. I head over once my morning lecture are over too. Maybe for anything contract related, you should try to handle it on your own. You are the owner after all.
そうだよね。そうする。ひなたに頼らなくてもできるってところ見せないとね。
Yeah, well, setting all of that aside, I hope Hinata gets better soon. Should we buy her something and pay her a visit?
鏡スイーツのマカロンはどう？ひなた好きだよ。
Leave that to me.
オッケー。そうと決まれば後半戦行きましょう。
Once Chihaya finished eating her matcha excellent ice cream, she stood up with an evident spring in her step. As an aside, I hadn't finished eating even half of my ice cream yet. I wasn't much of a sweets person. Chihaya wistfully forced her eyes on my matcha ice cream. Wistfully. Focused. Okay. Want it?
いいの？
He finished shopping at the flea market and got Hinata a get well soon gift at Kamachidori. By the time we headed back, the sun was already setting. Chihaya walked beside me, reading the screen of my phone. I had handed her zealously, probably. On my phone screen was a list of expenses she would incur on the renovation. It was something I had quickly wiped up. Put some desks and chairs together in the old estate's living room and pour tea into matching teacups. would be simple if this were enough to form a cafe, but that wasn't actually sufficient in reality. If we were to put bookshelves on the tatami matting as is, there was a risk they would fall over since the weight would warp the mats. We would need to lay out some thick plywood to reinforce the flooring. It wasn't just the bookshelves she planned to have people come up. She had plans to have people come up into the shop directly through the veranda. Sorry that things are some quick breaks here and there. She planned to have people come up to the shop directly through the veranda from the yard. But it was too high for elderly customers to climb. Stairs would be needed. There was more. I wanted to get the register ready for bill management and insurance of receipts to do that. Recipes, whatever. To do what we would need a suitable counter space. We would want to keep a stock of receipts rolls for the register, and install a formal ledger for receipts, meaning something with drawers would be preferred. Ideally speaking, something that covered all the way to your feet, and so on and so forth. There were plenty more essentials beyond just desks, chairs, and teacups. You would either have to bring in anything currently missing from the old state from somewhere, or else make it ourselves. Either way, it would cost money. I made the bare minimum essentials and their costs into a list. That was what Chihaya was looking for.
ありがとう。
With that small sigh, she returned my phone.
分かっていたつもりだけど、そんなにかかるんだね、お金。それって回転資金ってことだよね。
Yeah, electronical heating and water costs aren't included. You're putting off daily expenses for later, but there will be plenty more, such as the cost of tea leaves, ingredients for cooking, and so forth. But then again, she says that was just a startup thing. So when we have one way or another bought or got all the furniture and everything, then we don't really have to think about that anymore. So that's one cost away.
定期預金を解約すればなんとかなると思うけど。
Are you sure? There's no turning back if you don't produce a profit.
そうだよね。
She wasn't entirely sure on how long the cafe would be in business for, and should refrain from any excess expenses. Well, she had just bought a ton of tableware. We could also divide up the expenses. I could handle a little, and you could try and ask Hinata as well.
申し出は嬉しいけど、お金のことはできれば頼りたくないかな。
It was a little hard for me to imagine the three of us having a falling out over money. But yeah, I got what she was trying to say.
お父様にお願いすればきっと協力してもらえるけど。
Chihaya's face became discernibly depressed.
それも最後の手段にしたいかな。私たちの最後の思い出だから、私たちだけでやりたいの。
Yeah, you're right. I take another look to see if I can cut the expenses down a bit further.
ありがとう、俊也。足りない項目も足しておいてね。
What do you mean?
こら、純也の手間賃入ってないじゃない。
You noticed?
ダメだよ。ちゃんとするって決めたんだから。純也にも水源堂さんにも適正な料金を支払うからね。
I understand. You're right. This is a legitimate job. I asked my dad about it too. I bet he knows all sorts of ways to get the job done cheaply. This is a formal job, so I can openly go to him for advice.
なんかかっこいい、純也。大人って感じする。
Really?
そうだよ。お仕事頑張ってね、純也。
When I got home, my old man and some other woman were standing out the front of the entryway. Was she a customer?
いろいろ聞かせていただいて
Oh, it's you.
ありがとうございました。
いえいえ、またいつでもいらしてください。おう、帰ったか。こいつ、せがれです。
I'm back.
こんばんは、純也くん。
Huh? Why did this person know my name?
おや、純也には会ったことあるんですかい？
はい、前に一度。図書館でね。
At the library?
確認します。水本純也さん。高谷さんの弟さんね。
Ah, the librarian. It was a person who knew about Chihaya.
市橋ゆきです。
驚くなよ、純也。ゆきさんは高谷の恋人だったんだってよ。
What?
驚くなっつったろ。
You're asking for the impossible. Really?
弟さんにも話してなかったんだ。高谷らしいな。少しの間だけだし、亡くなる少し前に別れちゃったんだけどね。
You broke up?
そう、高谷に振られてね。
he dumped this beautiful lady. My brother was unforgivable.
図書館で純也くんに会ってから急に高谷のことを思い出すようになって、多分無理に忘れようとしてたのね、高谷のこと。ショックを受けすぎないように。別れたとはいえ好きだった人が突然亡くなって心に鍵をかけたんだと思う。
Then had meeting me made her suffer?
高谷のことを思い出すと温かい気持ちになれる。時間が経ってちゃんと思い出になったんだと思う。純也くんが会いに来てくれなければ鍵はかかったままだったと思う。ありがとうね。
In spite of what she said, my going to the library was by sheer coincidence. So why are you here today?
せっかくだから高谷と過ごした場所を歩いて回ろうと思って。まずは水源堂さん。遠くから見るだけのつもりだったけど社長さんが声をかけてくださってお茶までいただいちゃった。高谷の話たくさん聞かせていただいたの。
So he did.
もう行かなくちゃ。またいずれね。
Chihaya had a girlfriend. This was a shock. I couldn't say what about it was specifically, but it was a shock.
あいつモテたからな。
Really?
お前はほんとそういうの疎いからな。
Like what? It kind of come as a twofold shock. That night, after dinner, I asked my old man for advice on the renovation. I handed over the printed list of items to purchase for the renovation, which was when Dad spread them out across the table and stared down at them. What do you think?
お嬢さん一人に払わせるような額じゃねえな。
I told her the same thing.
うるせえな。
He scratched his head and continued.
見積もりはそこまで外れちゃいない。成長したな。
Thank you. Thanks to you. Hey, this was no time to be happy. Does that mean we can't bring the cost down any further? If that was the case, we would have to do something about the budget first. Or maybe we could just aim for an even smaller cafe. In worst case scenario, the entire renovation itself might need to be reconsidered. My old man was still staring at the list on the desk. He had stopped scratching his head. Dad?
そうだな。
I took a red felt tipped pen out of the pen holder and took off its cap.
これ、縁側に設置する階段だけどな。
He pointed the tip of a red pen at the head of a section on the list.
これはいらない。
I drew a thick red line through it before I even had time to respond. The stairway isn't needed, but it'd be a hassle for to use the front door as the dedicated entryway.
いらないんじゃない。作る必要がない。
What do you mean?
作り置きがあんだよ。蔵の中に。
Storehouse? Come to think of it, there was a storage room out in back of the old estate. Although I had never been inside.
踏み板が1枚割れたけど直せる。一から作るよかずっと安い。
Why do you know that in what's in the storehouse? Dad answered while looking displeased.
俺が蔵にしまったからだよ。庭仕事してるとき、傷んでる板を踏み抜いちまった。直すって言ったんだけどよ。使わないから片付けてくれって。亡くなった奥さんが庭いじりする時用に作らせたものだったらしい。
How about that?
一枚張り替えるだけだからお前でもできる。せっかくだから使ってやれ。
Got it. I'll take a look.
あとな、この畳の上に敷く合板な。これもいらねえ。
Why? Are you going to tell me that's in the storehouse too?
そうだよ。この用途なら材質も強度も問題ないはずだ。
Why do you know all of that?
あそこの大工仕事は全部うちが請け負ってたからな。こまごまと部材注文してたら高くつくからよ。只道さんがまとめ買いして蔵の中に置かせてもらってたんだ。釘や工具も置きっぱなしになってる。北条家に話通せんなら好きに使っていいぞ。もともとはうちのもんだからな。
I wish you would have told me that in advance.
お前がうちの仕事に興味持ってこなかったのが悪い。あとこれだけどな。これもいらねえ。
That's more. After that, Dad kept on saying, "I have so and so. Bring leftover materials for this. Or if you handle this like that, you can make a substitution." He kept on costing out the list item after another in red pen. At the end of it all, there were zero materials left to order from any vendors, and so Gendo no longer had any paperwork it needed to complete. However, instead of me handling the remaining paperwork, Suganda would apparently take over and handle the remaining paperwork free of charge. Didn't they first say we want any paperwork, and then it says that we do paperwork? Or is it just me who reading it wrong? In the end, the estimate had been reduced to 1/4 of its original sum. The majority of what was left was incredibly my own labor fees.
こんなもんかな。お前の作業賃は削るなよ。俺はお前の責任だからな。
Responsibility?
これからはお嬢ちゃんの手伝いじゃない。 水源堂の社員として仕事をするんだ。お嬢ちゃんは金を払って責任を課し、お前は金を受け取って責任を取る。仕事ってのは責任のやり取りだ。
I see. I see what you mean. Got it.
本当に分かってんのか？
Probably not. If I could ask him what he meant by that, my old man stood up.
まあいいさ。もう寝る。なんかあったらすぐ言えよ。
Yeah, good night. You understand, right? Mm. Mm. When my lecture were over, I was headed towards the plaza out in front of a co-op. Like usual when I got a Shoko from Chihaya. But I think that is a good place to end this video at actually. So hope you liked it, and if you did so, leave a like to it as usual, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!